When aggressive skating inline first took off in the early 1990s, skaters ran into a big problem. The equipment simply wasn't built for the abuse.
Hard wheels break, wheels suck. It's a killer basically. Rippets pop out though. I think stuff needs to be tough. Skating's tough.
Standard recreational frames were made of plastic, and when skaters started jumping on rails and curbs, those frames cracked, wore down, or just plain broke. The solution came from a bit of garage-level ingenuity: the grind plate. In the very beginning, skaters didn't have dedicated parts, they improvised. The most famous hack was bolting the skate tool wrench between the middle wheels. Between 1989 and 1992, rollerblade included a simple tool with their skates: a wrench that fit the axle nuts, paired with an Allen key for removing wheels. Skaters across the country soon repurposed this small tool, along with other hardware, to create their own homemade early grind plates. It turned the soft groove of the frame into a strip of metal that could slide on rails without getting chewed up. It was ugly, but it worked, and soon everyone was trying some version of it. This DIY era set the stage for what would become one of aggressive skating's first aftermarket revolutions. By the mid-1990s, companies saw the demand and jumped in. CDS Detroit.
I personally manage all the inspections of the CDS grind plates. I walk through the factory checking everything from the indestructible burgundy plate to the grease stick, the bullet, and our new Woody.
And Blood were among the earliest to make dedicated grind plates. These made grinds louder, faster, and tougher. Then came Senate, the brand that gave grind plates their mainstream moment. Senate took the original wrench plate idea and polished it into a sellable product: the Senate Wrench Grind Plate. With logos, graphics, and marketing flair, they turned a piece of metal into a must-have accessory. Soon other names joined the movement: 50/50, Scribe, 4Dub. Plates were sold in skate shops everywhere, in steel, aluminum, and sometimes high-density plastics. So by the late 1990s, grind plates were everywhere. They weren't just about function anymore, they became part of the identity of aggressive skating. The sound of metal on metal, the spray of sparks at night sessions, the clank of a lock on a rail. Grind plates made skating louder, flashier, and more rebellious. Catalogs featured them, kids collected them, and for a short time, you almost weren't a street skater if you didn't have a set bolted onto your frames. But as the sport matured, so did the equipment. So frame manufacturers started designing with grinding in mind. So they started making the frames with wider grooves, stronger plastics, built-in H-blocks that did the job that grind plates used to do. Then in 2001, the UFS, or the Universal Frame System, arrived. It let skaters swap frames easily, and those new frames had all the reinforcement and slide surfaces you needed built right in. Suddenly, grind plates felt like extra baggage. They rattled, they added weight, and they weren't necessary anymore.
You're done. Your mom wears Skechers. Oof.
By the early 2000s, grind plates were fading fast. Skaters moved toward anti-rocker wheels and juice blocks to create the grind surfaces. Shops weren't stocking them anymore, brands stopped making them. By the mid-2000s, the grind plate was essentially gone. So in the history of blading, the grind plate didn't last long, but its impact was massive. It gave skaters the confidence to grind everything in sight and proved that grinding wasn't just a trick, it was the backbone of aggressive skating. Senate, Blood, CDS Detroit, and the others didn't just sell metal slabs. They sold a sense of rebellion, a piece of culture, and a sound that defined the 1990s. Today, grind plates live on in mostly memory and in the gear bins of collectors, but they represent a time when skaters literally built the sport piece by piece, often with nothing more than a wrench, some bolts, and the will to slide. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy blading history and media, please hit that subscribe button to stay notified of our new videos. You can help support us that way, as well as commenting, liking, and sharing. And you can also support us with a purchase of our soft goods at bladeandcreate.com. Thanks again. Go Blade.